Hello everyone, Solomon here. It's 2024, February the 3rd, and I'm here at the library doing my thing. And today's my day off. I supposedly worked 6 of the 7 days. Actually 5. I had an extra day off. But whatever, I get paid to take off the day. I work for a good company. Some companies I work for are not so great. They don't have vacations or holidays, or they don't give you all a holiday off if you work the holiday. Anyways, so I wake up, have dim sum with my Chinese family, and now I get to do whatever I want, provided that I eat the MSG for sustenance and make the dim sum god happy. Because it's February, the month of Chinese New Year. And it's heavily ingrained in Chinese people to be doing these cultural things. You know, buying new clothes to welcome the new year. Buying new clothes, especially things like shoes, getting a haircut. You just want to experience the new vibe of things, the new year, so you don't live in your old filth. Because that's nature. Out with the old, in with the new. And they strongly believe in this feng shui of things. Just keeping things lively, fresh. I mean, not everything is reflective of money like a bank. You're not supposed to be hoarding, cash in a shoebox under your bed. You can do that, but there are better choices you can make. Investment vehicles. Some are good, a lot of them are bad, and even a lot more of them are just bullshit. Some would argue that Wall Street and businesses haven't created any value. They just moved and siphoned money from parts into the empty their wallets and put them in their wallets, just being greedy, just shifting and tricking people and grifting and scamming and shit. And now these useless people don't do anything but hoard money and feed their own greed. There's no value. As long as there's no value, there's not going to be, a positive outlook on the economics. It's just a bunch of assholes trying to wing it and get through life, scamming and, scheming and grifting. It's just bullshit. And, this happens a lot in third world countries, like the Philippines, Southeast Asia. It's just like, you just have things like the triad. No one wants, they'll just take your home away, everything you've worked for, and just like, you're this poor guy, you get scammed, and you're basically left out on the streets because the government took everything. And it's just like, scam after scam. You ultimately become like China, just on a larger scale of things. It's like the government's always in trouble. They're always trying to, think of new ways how to scam people. And there's no actual, real, trustable infrastructure. Everyone's always doing all these weird drug cartels and, prostitution and all kinds of things that stem from low social values and low social accountability, lack of ethics, stuff like that. It's very, very corrupt out there. India, China, and what do people do? They experience brain drain. Other countries like America have doctors and lawyers flown from India and China to America so that they can earn an honest living. And people want to leave India, people want to leave China, because these countries are very corrupt. They're going to work all their lives for some kind of communist party or whatever. And, the government's going to take all their money anyway, so that they got to get the fuck out of there. And yeah, you make a lot more money as a doctor or a lawyer outside of India or China or whatever, North Korea, some kind of like, third world shithole country, some kind of like communist country. And this is how it is, just a lot of the governments just take all your money. If you die, God forbid, they take your money when you're alive. Happened to my cousin, he's in like Vietnam, happened to him, like his family lost millions of dollars because, the Vietnam War, the communism and shit. And so I live in a time in America where I'm in America. I'm not some fresh off the boat Chinaman fighting for my visa. I probably would have learned a lot more coding and been like into coding boot camps and computer programming because I was fighting for my life. My life was dependent on me working at one of these top S&P 500 tech companies, and I need my visa, and that's what happens. The brain drain thing again. India and China and the top competitors, people want to leave their shitty country for something where they can be respected for having money and not be looked out, not trying to be equalized or regulated by the government. I mean, communism is good for poor people, but for rich people they take everything from you, and that sucks. And yeah, that's why a lot of doctors move to America, because they're treated much better. That's what happens. If you're getting paid just as much to be a surgeon in China as the garbage man because of communism, everyone's equal, then you're the brain surgeon just because that's your talent, and you're doing the work of a six-figure salary, kind of a high value person, as opposed to like some freaking garbage man, and you feel like you're being monetarily cheated. You are. That's why they come to America. Or if your case is in India or whatever, Vietnam or South Korea, North Korea, whatever the fuck, and rich people have more of a chance to be doing that with their high demand being a valuable asset to society and their skill sets and stuff. So I'm actually watching people playing pickleball. I guess this is what white America does. Just to let you know what rich people do. If you can see that movement in the background, it's people playing pickleball. Okay? Pickleball. That's what rich people do. They play pickleball and go horseback riding, equestrian or whatever, horseback riding. That's what rich people do. That's what money looks like. Some people drive like Ferraris in there and stuff, Lambos, and that's the top echelon crust of society. And I'm not even joking. Some of these people live like in mansions and shit down the street. It's freaking ridiculous. 5 minutes away is a motherfucking ghetto. It's called Newark, but that's down the highway. Anyways, it's separated demographically, so this is like up and down a large mountain and stuff. So let's use my time wisely. I am in a demographic location that caters to rich white people. I'm visiting my brother soon in May in Switzerland. Again, rich white people. You just have to play the part. Where white people get all this money, I don't know. Generations of doctors and lawyers and engineers and as we can see, they're always active. Their body movement is medicine. Okay, so they have a very keen fundamental understanding not to be lazy. they're not just sitting around and talking about money. They do things, and that's just for another time and place. Where they do it is, it's none of my business. But I guarantee you that Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard, BlackRock, knows all about that shit. People don't have to be dealing with that shit. They don't want to deal with that shit. It's too complicated. That's called work. Not even as a hobby. It's called work. And that's reserved for another time and place. You don't have to bring it to Saturdays and Sundays with you. You have to separate your personal life from your work life. So, entering the library, I felt like lazy as fuck, unmotivated, just as a poor person would. Didn't want to read. So I picked up my favorite book to get me going, The Outliers. It points out that kids who don't do anything in the summer, who just watch TV and play outside, get fucked over later on in life. Low test scores, bad jobs, minimum effort equals minimum wage. Minimum effort equals minimum wage. And there are cases of people that, you are basically fucked. I mean, if you're born black or whatever in the ghetto, you're basically fucked. It doesn't have to be that way, but if you choose to let it, then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So is it easy to overcome these circumstances, these bad circumstances? No, but have I seen people grow out of it? Yeah. One of them's a doctor. There's a doctor, she's less than stellar of her innate born, look and characteristics. I am not going to give the details, but, she's not white, she's short, and she's the doctor. Probably has the worst temper ever, and, nonetheless, she's the doctor. She just has to work 2 or 3 times harder than everyone else. And again, similarly, in this my case study at my work, there's someone who's white, who's a girl, who's female. She's a doctor too, and she probably has a much easier time. She probably has to work twice less as hard just because she has that glow. She just has that Barbie look, and everyone's just in awe. And are you really my doctor? You're too young, you're too pretty looking. And yeah, it's true. But, that's her unfair advantage, and great. But, more than likely, you probably don't have that, and more people are probably short and fat and, fugly and shit. And yet they have to work 2 or 3 times harder and over-deliver to, get the job done. How can I help Solomon Chau? Watching TV, using this time to play video games isn't going to help me. No matter how many times I played Street Fighter Alpha 3, I beat the game, whatever. I put it on super hard mode and whatever. I just keep beating it and, play different options and 2 players and like 4-player mode, or like computer controls the other character, and it's just like, no matter how many times I fucking played and beat it, it's just, reality, and that's just me coping and taking the blue pill. Like, yeah, I wish I knew like all these karate and crazy kung fu moves and stuff, but I can't, or I have this, I could participate in the UFC or whatever. No, how long can you be fighting for? You get your teeth knocked out, you get a concussion, you get Alzheimer's, you get Parkinson's disease or whatever. You get just the general shit beaten out of you. And sometimes it's not even fair. You're fighting someone who's taking steroids and shit. I mean, like, what the fuck? So let's take a more sustainable business model and approach. So Grit, I got this book, Grit. Oh, Angela Duckworth. Angela Duckworth is a very Asian-looking woman. She probably married a white guy, and just had her last name changed from Chin or Chong into Duckworth. But yeah, this is the Grit book, and I remember blah 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 blah. What separates a normal person from a high achieving person? Grit. And some of the most productive people on the planet are actually criminals. And maybe they have the most grit. It's very unfortunate as to what they want to do with their, with their talents and their unfair advantages in life, but they choose to be doing the wrong thing. Or the wrong thing gives them great joy and dopamine sensations. So I'm gonna read up on that. And the last book I should probably be reading is The Joy of Mathematics. This book is a bit too advanced for me. Theone Pappas is well known in mathematical circles as the author of materials that appeal to intellectual curiosity. I don't know. I'm just gonna take my time to read this for its novelty. At the end of this book, I'm still probably a mathematical illiterate beyond algebra 1 and 2. Nonetheless, I enjoy the novelty of it. The joy of mathematics. Will it ever make me smarter? I don't know. I can't really comprehend and deal with things like Fibonacci sequence and the flower of life, and I'm sure it's it has its applications to genius kids, but as for me, I'm probably too dumb to be able to comprehend it and to apply it to my own life, so I can achieve better results in whatever the hell I am doing, either in terms of happiness or financially. Let's just be honest here, I would probably use it for financial reasons. And I would like to add that financial books, investment books, sure, just invested in mutual funds and ETFs and the S&P 500 for 30 or 40 years, and boom, you'll be at least a millionaire. And by that time, you'll probably be old and shit. That's what you gotta do. And that's a long time. That's a long time. That's a long time. But let's see what the rich white people are doing. They're playing pickleball, over there. Everyone just steps full throttle on the money thing, but it doesn't come that fast. It's just gradually. You get your paycheck every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. It's a sustainable business model. Everyone's just trying to get rich quick and pulling these weird schemes and shit. It don't work like that, All of these transactions happen. on a daily basis, Monday through Friday. And when you try to like overwork yourself on the weekends because money, you tend to get a lot of high burnout rate, or you just fuck up, or you just use that extra money you made to doing drugs and partying and trying to cope and escape. Can't tell if this is getting blurry. I was also trying to find a book that I was genuinely interested in. Normally the books I'm interested are stupid, like comic books and whatever, and like aliens and UFOs and stuff. And I cracked the code. Basically, you just read the outliers, Just use your time more wisely. The rules are simple. Don't watch TV. Don't be playing video games. Don't be playing outside. Read more. Try to learn new things. Or maybe I'm maxed out. I don't know. Maybe I maxed out my energy bars, and now my body and mind is just trying to chill, and anything more I put into it, I'm just exhausting myself. I'm putting myself in like overdrive, burnout. It's like saying hi to the same person a million times in one day. At the first time they understood, the second time, they don't need that shit. So maybe these white people playing pickleball are right, just play pickleball, reserve reading and writing for the weekdays, enjoy more physical activities on the weekends, Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe what I'm doing is absolutely fucking stupid. Maybe I need that rest day. So at 3 o'clock, I'm just gonna go be walking outside after the library closes, or I'll go walk outside earlier than that, because obviously I'm looking at burnout. I had to change up my activities, go outside, and go do something. I'm turning into a catonic schizophrenic over here. Alright. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. See you next one. I'm just gonna read these books. Go take a walk outside. Peace out.